Hey folks, in the last session what we have done is we have just created some more feature which is all about word underscore total and of course word underscore share by just customizing the existing function what we have defined with respect to word underscore common. That's what we have typically done in the previous session. So in this session our task is all about let's try to create some more set of features. The first feature is all about, hey, can you create a feature as sum of total frequency of QID1 and QID2? The second feature that you can think of as absolute difference between the frequency of QID and QID2. It means the first feature is all about nothing but a summation of this one, and the second feature is all about nothing but absolute difference. It is all about the absolute difference between both one. Again, absolute difference is all about, let's say frequency ID1, let's say at some instance, let's say frequency ID1 value has, let's say 7, and let's say frequency ID2 value as, let's say 11. The moment I say 7 minus 11, we will end up getting a value as minus 4. The moment I say, hey, can you return the absolute of minus 4? So what it does is it just removes this negative sign and it says, hey, the absolute difference is all about 4. That's what my absolute stands for. So let's try to implement all the stuffs, of course, using Python programming. Let's try to do this. So first and foremost, what we will do is we will say data of frequency underscore QID1. Let me execute. Now we have to perform an addition. So I will say data of frequency underscore QID2. Let me execute. We will end up getting a sum of frequency ID1 and frequency ID2. Let's try to store it in some variable. Let's say variable name. Let's say variable name is all about, imagine, let's say frequency underscore, let's say Q1 plus, and let's say Q2. Let's say imagine this is a variable name that we have. Now let's try to execute this line of code, and again let's try to create one more set of feature which is all about an absolute difference. We will say it is all about difference. Just to get the absolute values, you can think of calling absolute on top of this. That's it. Again, by default, ABS is a inbuilt function in Python. So what I will do is I will say cool, this time this is all about frequency underscore Q1 minus Q2. Let's execute. And if I will say data of head, let me pass some value, let's say 3. Let me scroll it to right. Now you will end up getting two features which is all about summation, and the second one is all about absolute difference. And again, these are typically my first two problem statement. The third says let's try to store this featurized data, or let's try to store all this huge data somewhere else. Again, you can see initially we have just 5 features, but after feature extraction we will end up getting some more features, probably as 10 plus feature. Just because of the featureization we will end up getting 15 plus features. Let's try to cross check it. So I will say data of shape. The moment I will execute this line of code, you will end up getting your 17 features. It means there are 12 new features. So let's try to store this data somewhere else. Again, there are multiple ways just to export this data frame somewhere else. One of the extremely used ways is you can think of storing this, or you can think of exporting this data frame into some CSV format data. Again, you can also think of exporting this or storing this into some databases. Again, if this is a very huge data, you can think of using some of the big data platforms. So first and foremost, let's try to merge it, or let's try to export it into some CSV format. So we will say data dot to underscore CSV. Just to convert this into CSV, we have an inbuilt function which is all about to underscore CSV. The moment I will press shift plus tab over there, it says what is the path where you want to convert this into a CSV format data. I will say cool, this is a file path. Now here we have to mention what is the dataset name. So I will say, let's say data underscore feature underscore extraction. Let's say this is a file name dot CSV. Just to get rid of the by default index, you can set as index equals to false. Let's try to append our raw string that helps Python just to export all the stuffs smoothly. Let's try to do this. The moment I will execute this line of code, now you will see at this particular path, we will end up getting a data set as data underscore feature underscore extraction, probably of 73 MB. That's the size of the data set that we have. So that's all about this session. Again, for those of you who have any doubt, feel free to share with us via Q&A of the course. That's all about it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Keep learning, keep growing, keep practicing.